I guess in respects to the latter part of your question, dune stabilisation, brushing is obviously is an obvious one. So, and one of the biggest challenges there is finding local native species for brushing. So you're not brushing with weed infested species. But also, I've personally been pretty keen on looking into the sand trap fencing concept. We've not done a lot of it to the north of Perth, and probably not successfully, but there's been some recent projects, particularly in Geraldton, that have seen some substantial dune building from sand trap fencing. We obviously live in a good spot because it's very windy, and as long as you you follow the guidelines of making sure you've got a sand source that the fence can trap, we've seen some significant dune building going on with that. So that as a process of actually reinforcing and reinstating some of our dunes, I think is quite important, and I'm keen to see a bit more of that go on.
And with that sand trap, would you look at natural type of fencing, such as the brush matting style, using the brushing but put in a sort of vertical, staked wire setup?
It's a good point. The sand trap fencing that's been successful in Geraldton has unfortunately been used by the local government is this awful plastic. Yeah, you've seen the power web or the bunting. It's like safety fence stuff. And whilst it is very effective, it does break down. So we then, of course, start to pick it up in our beach cleanups. So after much discussion, we have moved the local land manager towards a jute netting kind of arrangement. We've got the first ones of those going in at the start of this summer, so we'll be doing some monitoring of those. Obviously, sand trap fencing is more or less sacrificial because the idea is that it gets buried anyway, so you do want natural products in there.
Okay, great. One more quick question with the brushing. We've had quite a few discussions about volume of brushing and adequate cover. We've come up with a little formula and rate, which I can share with you, and I'll put it on the video as well.
That'd be great.
Just to assist volunteers, land managers, in terms of sourcing and going, okay, well, how much do we need in a trailer load, and how does that equate on the actual dune? So basically turning a square meterage that you have as an area into cubic meters or volume. I think we've come up with the simple final volume that 1 cubic metre, roughly a 6x4 trailer packed down, can cover 20 square metres of area, because you want it to be a certain thickness, so that it creates this climate. Do you have a certain standard that you might set, or is it pretty much just get what you can and put what's on there?
Our efforts are get what you can. In some areas like the Shire of Karoo, excuse me, is very, very supportive of its local coast care group, and will virtually provide them every time with brushing every time they ask for it if they have a particular project. So it's that kind of land manager coast care group interaction that we try and facilitate.
Again, so you got the water from the fireys, and you got the brush from the local community.
That's it, from the local government authority. It's a bit more of a challenge in places like Geraldton, and often when we have blowout areas, they're often quite large. So you get whatever you can. We often trial or put the brushing in long strips. So what would it be? Parallel to the wind, if you like. So they act as sand trap fence in themselves. But ultimately, it would be best to just carpet everything.